side note about navigation. I made a chart plotter using OpenCPN and a Raspberry Pi. The casing and everything that was supposed to go in it wasn't ready. So I've been using CMap on my phone and my iPad. It has been surprisingly unreliable. On the phone it's okay. The iPad is basically stopped working. Sometimes it thinks, both of them sometimes think I'm in Africa. So it's okay. I've been using it to get in and out of harbors, but you know, it sucks down a ton of battery if you're tracking. I bought this thing for like $170. It's a Garmin eTrex 22. I bought the 10 and it didn't even know Isle Royale existed in the maps, and the maps are not upgradable. So this one's okay. It's actually, you know, it's not a chart plotter, right? You can't see depth and things like that, but it at least gives me, you know, my speed. And what I've been doing, I've been putting in either using CMap or using paper maps. I've been pulling GPS coordinates out of those, and then also I have a reference chart of, I'll show you that. So anyway, I'll put the GPS coordinates into this guy, and it'll give me, you know, based on our speed, what our estimated, our ETA and things. Right now, I've got it set for basically the northwest end of Isle Royale. So I need to make a turn to come south and then head into Wendigo Harbor. So I've got that. It says we're 11.7 nautical miles, and ETA destination is 1 p.m. So I just got this like a few days before leaving, so I didn't fully figure out how to add multiple waypoints. That would be helpful, but the manual is online only, and I got nothing. So we'll figure that out later. I've just been adding them in one at a time. Anyway, so this thing has been really great. I changed the batteries once. I don't know if it needed it. I couldn't find the battery meter, which you can by pressing the light button. But it lasted for days. And the other thing that's nice, it's LCD, so you can see it in the sunlight, whereas like some of the other things you can't, which is important to note when you're sailing. I also got the National Geographic Trail Guide. That's been fairly useful. You can at least, it's got all the docks and stuff marked on it. But here, I'll flip this thing around. So I've got the NOAA charts. The only updated chart for Lake Superior is this one. It's 14961, and basically you can go onto the NOAA site and print out these booklet charts. And so basically it breaks it down into, you know, like 15 to 24 page usually. I used these going through Death's Door. They were very good because they had appendixes for all the little harbors and things like that. This one is not good. It is just Lake Superior, and you can see Isle Royale is page 9. So that's the data for Isle Royale, and there's like 400 islands, so that's really not very good information. So what I did was, just hit a 2x6, just floating in the water. Great. So anyway, so what was I doing? I was going through. So I found this old chart, this old NOAA chart. It's 14976. I think the last time it was updated was 2004. So it's split just like every other map I've ever seen of Isle Royale into the two pieces, the western and the eastern half. So what I did was that it's high res. This is a zoomed out printed view of it. So basically I blew it up into pieces and then made my own key. So like it really shouldn't, like, so I stitched it together and made appendixes of some of the bigger details. So that's what I've been using. So you can see here's the Washington Harbor detail, and got basically the rest of it kind of, you know, in chunks like this. That beeping you hear in the back is my Zoleo, my satellite communicator. My wife is trying to get a hold of me. So, so there's a chart. This GPS coordinates chart is on it's on the NPS site, the Park Service site. I can't remember exactly where it is. Maybe I'll look it up and put a link to it. But it's got all the GPS coordinates for all the docks and stuff like that. So there's the Siskiwit Bay. That's CG is campground dock. So this has got all the basically all the GPS coordinates. So I can put those in, and you can find it that way. So anyway, that's how I've been getting around. A real chart plotter, or having the one that I made, the OpenCPN one, would have been a lot easier. But I'm getting around, so really hasn't been too much of an issue so far. Anyway, that's about it for the navigation. The only other thing I would say is that I did replace my compass. My compass was, I don't know, it was an old Ritchie or something. It must have came with the boat, but just before leaving, I replaced it with this. It's a Plastimo mini contest. I wanted the full size contest because you can see it from both sides, both in and out of the cockpit, or in and out of the cabin. But it was huge. It's like an additional 1.5 inches. It would have taken up like this whole area. So I went with the mini contest instead. And it is it seems very accurate. I've been able to dial in the when we're motoring and I've got a course set and the GPS is working. I can either the Garmin or my phone and the compass all agree. All of my electronics are on that side of the boat, and the compass is on this side of the boat, so I'm keeping everything that could make a variance kind of away from it as much as possible, except I just remembered I've got a tool bag over here. But pretty much I keep all the electronics and stuff over there to as far away as I can. Yeah, so on longer, like something like this, I keep checking when I'm doing my watches. I'll go up and I'll just check the compass and make sure we're going in the right direction. It's more reliable than the GPS is. So, like when you can't see land, I don't think there's a better substitute than a decent compass. Okay, all right. That wraps it up for, I guess, my navigational dissertation. Yeah.